Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to the anime review. Today we look at episode 1 of the Ousama Game, or the King's Game. Now, as you guys know, I do apologize for giving this out like at 10:30 at night. I've been busy almost all day. I had, Comic-Con this morning. I got back, I fell asleep for several hours without realizing it, and then obviously had dinner with the folks. So yeah, I've been busy. But anyways, do want to get this out because first episode's amazing. Oh my god. This episode was incredible. In case some of you guys might be a little confused because maybe you've never seen any of the King's Games before, it's actually a novel, like a kind of phone light novel series type thing, and then they also have a manga for it. Now, this goes off the ending of the, I don't want to say the manga per se, it's the ending more of the light novel or the cell phone novel game. So it's very important to know that because for the most part, and I am going to spoil it a little bit, so, kind of be expecting that. But if you've seen the first episode, you already kind of had that spoiled. Essentially, our main character, Nobu, and I'm calling him by a short name because I don't like to say his whole name. Nobu had been a participant with his class in the King's Game, which is a thing that obviously makes you do various tasks by the quote-unquote king, and if you do not accomplish that task within 24 hours, those who have failed to meet their, their chosen thing end up dying in horrible ways. Usually it's like it starts off very simple as hangings, and then it becomes into these things where some people suffocate, some people end up like committing suicide, etc. And the one thing about the manga is we get a kind of different version of that, but this, like I said, is going off more of the light novel or cell phone novel type thing before that. So that's kind of important to know that he was the only survivor, and his means of how to escape this was basically to move on. But the King's Game does give you a wish, and that's the thing that I don't want to, it's not really a spoiler per se, but beating the King's Game gives you a wish of any sort, and his wish became this essentially, without, I don't think, him realizing it. So it's going to be very interesting. I want to see if they kind of deviate from that, though, and explain that in a little bit more detail, because I never read the full synopsis. I never really read the full thing of the original source material. I read the whole manga, I mean, twice now, because I loved it. I read it recently again, just because it's so awesome, but the original one, I only read the kind of concepts of what was happening and what was the different variants between the manga and all that. But first and foremost, for a first episode, having, this level of impact, I mean, we had a decent majority of the class already die. I am utterly baffled by that even happened. I expected that, it was going to be like maybe 1 or 2 people would die, and that would be kind of how everyone would be introduced to the King's Game and kind of understand, like, oh, there's something weird about this. No, we had, like 10 people, maybe 12 people die from being hung, and I'm like, what the, or hanged, excuse me, I should say, and I'm like, whoa, that is insane. But beyond this theme and the cool story of the first episode, we have great animation. I mean, it's very visceral, obviously, but I love stuff like that. I'm sorry. Like, stuff like Higurashi and stuff. It just, to me, it's like one of my favorite types of anime to watch like this. And like, I mean, I love Future Diary, stuff like that too, so it's not really a surprise that I'm not liking this. I am in love with the show already from the first episode. And as I put on Twitter, I'm so happy to see people really sharing my feeling with the show and really liking it for themselves too, even though Mal has it at a pretty low rating, which is kind of surprising to me. But, it is the first episode. Maybe not everyone liked it, or maybe the people didn't understand it for the fact that it's basically a sequel to something, which I don't think was the best idea, but it is what it is. I do like how they even started, though. They started very similar to where the manga starts, where the manga has it where he's reliving a memory, and all of a sudden it has this kind of memory turn into a nightmare, and that's begins the King's Game. But getting off track, though, with this, I am very surprised by this, and I'm really looking forward to this whole show. I think it's going to be incredible. But as I said, I am surprised that everyone's talking about so much. I see already people are trying to say, oh, it's this person or this person. Obviously, it must be this person. It's not a spoiler, don't worry. I'm not going to spoil it, but for those who have read the manga or read the light novel version of it, the cell phone light novel series, I keep saying light novel series, but you know what I mean. It's the same shit. But for those who have read that, they can kind of anticipate the concept of who the actual king is, and that's what's making me laugh, because I'm like, you're thinking too hard, folks. This is not your typical mystery show, I'll tell you that. That's the only spoiler I'll give you. Think of equivalents of Another, which is, another horror anime series. Think of it that way, because there is a lot of supernatural elements to the King's Game, and even though it seems like it's not, the way people died in this episode should kind of point that out, because it's not like they're just deciding this is just happening to them. So, yeah, expect that, and take yourself away from the whole concept of, oh, it's probably this person. Just wait a little while. You can make your references, you can make your concepts and thoughts, and try to think of it, but your theory most likely will be wrong. I'm being honest with you. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. God bless you all. I do have Just Because coming out in a couple of minutes, probably. Like I said, I hope you guys don't mind this being out so late. I promise next week I'll have it out at more duly time, probably like in the afternoon or something like that, or at least later in the night that's not 10:30 at night. So I'm not really expecting this video to do that well, unfortunately, but hopefully we can pull it back next week. We'll see what happens. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, everyone.